Hello, dear friends, brothers, and sisters. Welcome to the episode 17, of the series that we have started on our journey to absolute happiness or unconditional happiness. So, this particular episode has a very interesting title, which is A Cup of Hot Water. So, you'll be wondering what has a cup of hot water got to do with unconditional happiness or absolute happiness? You see, one of the things is there that when we are physically fit, when our physical form, this physical body, does not have any diseases, it is always very light and active, then it becomes easier for us to undertake and to do whatever we are doing. You may be cooking, you may be going for a walk, you may be attending to someone who is not well or sick in your family, or you might be going to a party, or you are doing some office work, whatever it may be. It can be a sports activity, whatever. You're attending a university as a student. If your body is light and your mind is also calm and quiet, then you can attend to anything. So what we are talking about here is physical fitness, which contributes immensely to our spiritual journey and contributes immensely to our state of what we call as a happiness, which is not conditioned by our desires. So what is this a cup of hot water? You see, this is a daily ritual and a daily routine which must be adopted, particularly by students of spirituality who are very serious, and by anyone who wants to have a better physical health. So when you wake up in the morning, let's take an example that you wake up at about, say, 5 o'clock in the morning, right? So what you do is the initial thing to do is that you wake up, you cleanse your nostrils, and after cleaning your nostrils using a tissue, you wash your face and you wash your nostrils as well. So now you have actually added magnetic energy to your physical form. Now what you do is that you go to your kitchen or wherever you do your cooking or whatever it is, and there you put some fresh water, from the tap or wherever, into a glass kettle, and you boil this water. Now, when this water has boiled, you know, after that, what you do is you take this hot, boiled, steaming water. You have to be, very careful in basically what you do. I'm not saying that just take a cup of water and just heat it for 2 minutes in the microwave. It must be fresh, boiled water, whether in a glass kettle or however you want to do it. But the water must be boiling, it must be steaming. So what you do is that you put this water in a teacup of this size, and then you say whatever your prayers you want to say, to thank Mother Nature, to thank the physical sun or whatever it is, and then gently, right, take a sip of this hot water, steaming water. It doesn't take really more than about, maybe 5 or at the most 7 minutes to actually drink it, right? But you will actually be surprised that, 90% of the physical conditions that we suffer from can just be taken away by this very simple exercise that actually I'm communicating to you. Now, how does it actually work? Say, let us take the example of, a plastic tube. Say we have got a thin plastic tube and there is some dirt on the inner surface of that plastic tube. Now, if I pass this warm, lukewarm water, or a water which is actually steaming through that plastic tube, what happens? The tube will expand a little bit, right, because of the heat. And then as the water is passing through, it will collect all that dirt with it and carry it with its flow, right? So this is very interesting. Now you look at your physical form. See, what is your physical form? It's nothing but a collection of blood vessels, isn't it? Blood vessels, capillaries, the veins, the arteries. See, the blood vessels along with their capillaries are everywhere. They're branching into every single part of your body. And if you've got, the scientists say that you've got 23 billion cells, virtually there is a capillary or artery or a vein, a blood vessel actually in short form, reaching everywhere in the physical form. Now when you drink this hot water, you see all these blood vessels are just like that plastic tube that I was explaining to you. They are nothing but the equivalent of plastic tubes. So when this hot water, this steaming water, when it goes down, in the morning, the first thing that actually you are doing, so because you have not taken any food, your stomach or the digestive system does not need to undergo a great length of work to digest the food. You see, water is so soluble and so liquid, it quickly passes into your bloodstream. But what happens is that when this warm water travels throughout your physical form, right, when it travels through all those blood vessels, two things happen. One, the blood vessels will expand a little bit, right, as warm water is actually flowing through them. So when the blood vessels, they are expanding, that helps in the flow of blood throughout your body, right? And the second thing is that, all the food that you have actually eaten the day before, you see, salts get deposited all along your circulatory system, right? All along these blood vessels. And, the deposit of these salts is basically one of the major causes of many diseases and many sufferings of this physical form, not taking out heart attack being one of the major killers for human beings, in our present phase of evolution. And then cholesterol, so many things are there actually, you see. So what happens is that as this warm blood is actually traveling along your blood vessels, sorry, it's not the warm blood, the warm water, as it is traveling along your blood vessels, it picks up all those salts, and it carries those salts with it, thereby purifying your entire blood vessels, the entire circulatory system, your entire physical form. So what happens then? You see, after about an hour and a half, you should not really actually eat anything. So naturally, because you've taken this hot water, you will go to the toilet and urinate, right? So when you urinate, you see, you will find that there's a bit of urine actually which comes out, and all these salts that were actually deposited, all the harmful particles which were there sticking to your blood vessels, they are all actually thrown out. And there you are now ready for the day. And believe me, because I've been doing this for the last nearly 30 years, 27 to 30 years, and you will find that your physical form will become healthy, and you will enjoy actually whatever you are eating, and you will enjoy the day. Because you see, what is a disease? A disease is a negative energy, and the less you have of the negative energy, the more is the state of relative happiness in you, with respect to your environment, with respect to your physical form. And then that will give you the opportunity to really look at all these other videos about the etheric body, astral body, mental body, and all those things actually which we have actually been discussing, which will help you to fulfill the highest purpose of human birth, of being in oneness with the reality, right? Which was achieved by Gautam Buddha, Sage Ramana, Master Biansa Duno, just to name a few. So please listen to this short video a few times, But the most important thing in this is that you are the one who is the beneficiary of what has been explained. So that is what I wanted to communicate to you about a cup of hot water. And I hope that you have enjoyed this episode, and it will help you immensely in your journey towards what we call as absolute or unconditional happiness. Thank you.